This is Public Access Lost Transmissions Part 9. We are back after a little break for the holidays, and we're going to kick off by doing some recapping. I'm going to be a little bit extra thorough in my recap because it has been a little bit of time, and also because we didn't have Rob last time. Every player took a week off in succession, it seemed like, and so we eventually have, now we have all the group together, so that's exciting. Um, but let's recap. So you currently have three active mysteries. They are Greetings Travelers, Zagreus, and On Strange Wings. We are going to talk about Zagreus first because that's the one that we had the most movement on last time. Big things happened in Zagreus. So first big thing is Shane and Taylor started playing the secret levels of Zagreus while FG looked over their shoulders. And they beat a couple of the levels, and we have some follow up things to do with that. But the really important thing about Zagreus is we answered that question: who is Adafoy 85 and why are they doing this? And this is what we figured out in the story, and this is really important. It turns out Renita Torres, who I've actually been, her name is actually Toro in the game, and I've been calling her Torres, so I don't know anyway, but she's Torres from now on. Renita Torres is, she is Adafoy 85. She is obsessed with Zagreus. She was with the group back in 85. And she, along with Tim Crayley, they disappeared the Styx Society. And this is because Renita Torres, obsessed with Zagreus, she wants to make sure that no one can beat her high score, because having the high score on Zagreus means you have the favor of the occluded king. And as we thought back on it, Renita Torres has kind of showed up a few times really conveniently when connected to Zagreus. And so what's going on right now is she's taking care of loose ends. Her psychopathic helper, Tim Crayley, she's arrested and is probably going to disappear him. And um, sorry, hold on. And the Latchkeys know that she's out of 485, but they have not confronted her yet. And so that's kind of what's going on with Zagreus. You have beaten a couple of the levels. You're on the garden secret level. One other thing about Zagreus, you watched the I Want My Video Beat tape in the offices of Vertex Electronica, and at the end of the tape, you saw some footage of a developer at Vertex Electronica back in the 80s, the Zagreus machine, showing you secret joystick and button commands in order to do something on the machine. You have not done that yet, but you saw these like secret combination of commands that will do something if you enter them, presumably on the machine. And so that's another thing with Zagreus that's going on. You have this like secret code. You have access to some of the secret levels. You believe that Renita Torres, Deputy Renita Torres, is actually Adafoy 85, who's trying to quote, maintain her high score. And that's why she didn't want you messing with Zagreus. That's why she's always kind of interjected herself whenever Zagreus has been a thing. And so that's sort of all of what's going on. And so a lot of stuff with Zagreus. You have two clues remaining on that. And that's what's going on. Greetings Travelers. We didn't do anything with Greetings Travelers last week, but so everything's kind of where it was last time. Mostly Zachary's been kind of focused on this one. And the big thing that happened last time when we had Zachary was Zachary discovered this abandoned missile silo where the Black Leaf Society has or had a person tied up to a chair inside a ritual circle inside of the security room in this missile silo. The Zachary broke the circle and it turned out to be a trap. He got teleported or something down to the tunnels beneath Deep Lake where he encountered Serpent Feast, one of the Black Leaf Circle members, managed to escape him, and then ended up topside in the backyard of Escondido Street. There's access to the tunnels in the backyard of 18 Escondido Street. He saw his pantry girlfriend watching watching tapes in the living room of Escondido Street, a tape specifically of a birthday party she threw for him. And so Zachary still has some connection to 18 Escondido Street as well. Some stuff going on there. Right now on Greetings Travelers, you still have 2 questions. There's just 2 different ways of resolving the mystery. And you have quite a lot of clues, actually. You have 6 clues on that one. On Strange Wings is the brand new one. You haven't done too much on it yet, but basically, the essentially what this mystery is about is we have this cryptid, this flying cryptid called the Deep Lake Devils, and there's all kinds of like stories about these flying cryptids, and this has gotten the attention of the Latchkeys because people think that these cryptids have been responsible for a number of cattle mutilations or cows killed on ranches nearby, and so the Latchkeys are aware of it. Amber has started to kind of look into this a little bit. Your questions here, you had just one question. Are the Deep Lake Devils terrestrial, or are they from another planet or dimension? Just figure out what is the deal with them in that basic sense. And then that unlocks the next question. You have 1 clue currently, which is there was an earthquake in the desert a few days ago. Amber actually started driving out to the desert, investigating, the ranches or presumably to investigate the ranches and to go to where these little foothill things, these mounds where the devils are supposed to be roosting. And I owe Amber some information about what she found that night as she went out there. On the way, though, she stopped at a gas station. She had another potential hookup with another girl, this time a grease monkey working at a gas station. She also ran into this religious nut job who thinks she's going to hell. Amber attracts people, all kinds of people, driving around in a hearse and wearing black lip liner will do that in Deep Lake or in Degoya County. So kind of just gotten started on that mystery, but that's sort of basically where it stands. So yeah, that's sort of where things are at as far as the 3 mysteries go. You have watched 5 Odyssey tapes currently, and we saw in the stinger that I don't normally talk about the stingers, but because Rob wasn't here, I'm going to talk about it. We saw in the stinger that the big man, now this desiccated near corpse, crawling to the mouth of a cave and challenging or sort of heckling like something inside the cave. And when the thing emerged from the cave, it was Paula Palmer, the host of Neighborly Living, and she came out beautiful and pristine, and she said, "It's dinner time, and it's time to serve the children." So that's what happened there. The 5 Odyssey tapes, out of character, as players, you're halfway to getting closer to what's going on with TV Odyssey. If we take a look at the Latchkeys, fair number of conditions on the table, particularly for Shane and Taylor, and Zachary has a couple as well. Amber's okay. I Dream of Deep Lake is still stuck on the 3 people who were here for that. I'll remind you, you cannot get rid of that condition unless you make the sacrifice literally in the lake from your dream. And Shane has marked a fair number of keys, considering Shane's only been in the game for 2 sessions. So keys got marked last time, and I think some of you actually still owe some narrations on that. So we'll probably kick off with that a little bit. So I think with that fast but relatively thorough, I think, recap, I will ask if you all have any questions or anything you want to discuss. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back and kind of kick things off. So are there any questions about anything? Go ahead.
Yes. I have the dream coming up. Why do I have the dream coming up again?
You're being visited by a specter of the dead because that was one of your prizes for beating the second level of the secret levels. Yeah, you beat the river level.
Okay, that's
and you are promised a visitation by a dead person who you get to ask 3 questions of. Last time you had talked about possibly talking to Ash, but you don't have to stick to that if you have some other idea. I am curious, do you have any thought on who you would like to be visited by? You get to choose. So
Mhm.
tell me so I can think
Yes,
about
I have someone in
it.
mind.
Who do you have in mind?
Hutch Langley,
Hutch Langley. Oh, interesting. So one of the victims
one
of
of the
the
Stick
Stick
Society
Society.
kids. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll be thinking about that then. He's a good person to question because his answers might come in the form of clues, right? So,
Yep.
so that's pretty handy. Okay, I'll be thinking about that on the break because we're going to have that scene straight away. We'll also do whatever dangling keys need to be resolved, and I will inform Amber about what she discovered out in Los Ojos de los Muertos. So let's take a 5 minute break so I can get coffee and everybody think about what kind of scene you want to have in the day phase, especially if you need some nostalgic move scenes. Maybe be thinking about how to line those up, and we'll get going. Let's take 5. Amber, you spent your night phase going out to these mounds called the Eyes of the Dead. And what we know about them is from the introduction of the mystery, there are mounds of labyrinthine caverns that lead down ever deeper to an underground reservoir of oil, allegedly an underground reservoir of oil, possibly an ancient necropolis, possibly the literal gates of hell. This is supposedly uh, where the Deep Lake Devils reside. But when you get there, initially you don't find much. They are mounds. They are not that like deep when you try to go underneath them, um, except you do eventually find one tight, very narrow hole in the ground that you would have to really crawl down into to get to maybe what is the real tunnels beneath the eyes of the dead. Now you were not exactly ready to go spelunking or caving at that moment, but you know how to reach it, so you could go back anytime you want. You're probably going to need good equipment though. If you try to do this without any equipment, you're risking big time danger. So,
Mm.
but if that's where the Deep Lake Devils are at, that's a great lead to follow up. Just depends on how committed you are to this mystery, because frankly, they're not a danger to you. So they killed some cows. That's it. Yes, that's kind of all the deal is. So, but you have access to that. You know where they're at.
Mhm.
That same night, Taylor, whether in a dream or whether it was really happening is unclear, but you are visited by the specter of Hutch Langley, one of the Styx Society. We established last time that they wanted you all to play the secret levels. They wanted you to find Zagreus. They wanted you to do this. And it's Renita Torres who's trying to stop it all, Rand, with her helpmate, Tim Crayley. When I'm curious about the scene of his arrival, what does it look like? How do you experience it?
I imagine that I'm up reading, or I think I'm up reading, and the door just opens and he walks in and sits down next to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, stranger things have happened.
I think Hutch, he's wearing his Styx Society t-shirt. He has his yellow Walkman headphones on. There's no Walkman. It's just a dangling yellow cord. And
who has that? Do I have it?
I don't remember who has the actual Walkman, but it's just in the house somewhere, we'll say.
Yeah, somewhere in the house.
And he looks at you and he says, You're so close. You're so close to figuring out the secret of Zagreus. You have to finish beating the secret levels. You get 3 questions.
Yeah, I know. By the way, I can show you the way to your Walkman if you want.
Oh, that would be nice.
So, where are you right now? You and the rest of your society. Where did you disappear to?
Playing the game. Playing the game.
And,
It makes you
why? Yeah.
It makes you obsessed with death, but I think you know that already. We were getting in too deep, and we knew it. We weren't meant to find the secret levels. It was a trap.
But you did.
It was a trap that she laid for us.
A trap. Then why do you want us to play them? If it was a trap the first time?
Because you'll know what to expect. You'll know how to fight it, and maybe you'll find us.
Did you beat the game?
No.
Shit, okay.
Beating the game, the only way to beat the game is to reach the kill screen. And if you reach the kill screen, it's because you've managed to defeat the king himself. That's an impossibility. Can I have my Walkman now?
Yeah, of course. Just follow me. And I I lead him through the house to the Walkman. And I don't know if I hope to meet one of the others so they can confirm that Hutch Langley is indeed following me, or if I want to keep this quiet right now. But I show him the Walkman.
He plugs in the headphones and presses play. Whether there's a tape in there or not, I don't know, but this is magic. And he kind of spreads open the headphones wide enough for like one to be on his ear and one to be on your ear.
Hey, wait, I still have the cassette.
He says, "You don't need that."
Do you want that one too? Oh, damn. I just wanted to bargain for another question.
He's offering to listen to something with you.
All right. Let's hear it.
Well, it's definitely not running up that hill, if anybody's curious. And
it's Run to the Hills.
Yeah, the song plays. No. The song's not important. What's important is that as you're sitting there on your bed listening to this song, I'm sure it's probably something by The Cure, right? He reaches down and he tries to take your hand. Do you let him?
Yeah.
I think we just end the scene there. I'm going to let you have a couple of clues based off his answers. One, the Styx Society was tricked into playing the secret levels. That's one clue. The other clue is it is possible to rescue the Styx Society. Maybe. Hutch Langley thinks so. Let's keep going. Zachary Fontenot We didn't see you last time, but I think this morning you wake up to find a greetings travelers flyer on your nightstand with a new phone number written on it in ink on the backside.
Hmm.
What do you do?
Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I think I get up and carrying this thing downstairs. I go brew some tea, and then settle back in a comfortable sofa in the living room, and then I'll call the number.
When you call the number, a voice says, "I wasn't sure if you were going to call or not."
Who is this?
Just let me know when you and your friends are ready to play the game. And then they hang up. But you can put that in your corner of the house, the phone number, special phone number.
I'll then go look around the house to see if anyone else is there.
I want to pick up with Shane. Shane, I think you were around when someone came to the door. Do you answer it?
Sure, yeah.
It's a lady with big 80s hair, denim jacket. The jacket has Psychic Narwhal Messiah patch on the front, silver rings. She looks like she's kind of in her early 30s, but she looks like she just stepped out of 1988. And she says, hey, maybe I have the wrong house. I was looking for this like goth chick. I think Amber was her name.
Oh, yeah, hi. No, she has been out all day. But I can leave a message for her. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Missy. Missy Von Donut. You ever heard of me?
Sorry, I can't say that I have.
Oh, I run the head shop over well, never mind. Um so you must be one of her friends. You're all here like looking at tapes or something, right? Like special tapes,
Um,
weird tapes.
Something like that. It's a long story. I just sort of I came out to help out, I guess. But yes, they're big into that Odyssey tape stuff.
I really like your sweater.
Oh, thank you. And she sort of throws her scarf back to sort of show off the front.
What does the sweater look like? What is she?
I think it's like a kind of like a highlighter yellow sweater with like three like cartoon cats on the front.
She's like, yeah, it's really cool. Well, anyway, I have a tape, and I thought maybe since you're looking for weird tapes, this might be up your alley. When's Amber going to be back? Do you know?
I don't know. She's sort of been out all day, so but
Well,
again,
I'll leave it with you.
oh yeah, I'll make sure that she gets it.
It's
And
not an Odyssey
Missy,
tape when she hands it to
oh,
you.
oh okay. What is it?
Oh well, I'm telling you as the
Oh,
keeper,
okay.
it's not an Odyssey tape.
Okay, got it.
Aww.
She says, yeah, it's I don't it's kind of a weird, I don't know, it's just some weird footage. But I thought maybe it'd be something that you all would be interested in. Maybe, I don't know.
Um, yeah. Well, I will definitely make sure that she gets it.
Yeah, great. You don't smoke, do you?
No, no, I've never been my thing.
Have you ever thought about trying?
No, I work in a legal office. They test regularly.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, cool. Well, if you ever just need some Dayglow posters or pewter wizard statues holding crystal balls, you should definitely swing by Tobacco
Yeah,
Plus.
if I need those things, I'll absolutely come see you.
Cool. Okay, cool. All right. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
When
She
she
sort of,
leaves, you'll see that the tape does have a label with a Sharpie written, the title of it written. Um, it's called Hunger '01.
Just kind of like looks at it, looks at the label on the spine, and just kind of shrugs and tosses it onto the coffee table in the living room and goes about the rest of her. Is it the evening or the
It's morning.
morning?
Yeah.
Okay, she just kind of heads out.
That might be when you run into Zachary.
Oh, hi, Zachary, right?
Zachary, yeah. And you are?
Shane. I've been staying here a couple days. I guess our paths just haven't crossed. Yeah, no, I'm, I am uh Ash's sister.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you're looking for him?
Yeah, just out of character, Rob, we established that Amber had not told anyone about Ash, except Taylor
Oh,
and Shane do both know now, but we're not sure if you do yet. So we don't know if
I
you
don't
know that Ash is dead.
think so, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
you're,
that when you mention him, her expression kind of breaks. She starts to look down, kind of digging her toes into the carpet. Says, I guess no one told you.
no one tells me anything. Told me what?
Ash died a few days ago.
Fuck. How?
Uh, the details are still pending, but he was apparently found at the storage facility, and I think this is when she starts to kind of like get verklempt and like visibly so, and starts to sort of like back away from Zach.
Oh, I guess I should say I'm sorry. You guys were close.
I mean, yeah, we're twins.
Right. And he kind of cocks his head to one side, thinking of trying to figure out the resemblance. You you want some tea?
No, I'm actually I'm just gonna, and she just sort of like in this fluster heads up to the bathroom, and if it's okay, I have my Odyssey tape that I still have to narrate.
Oh, or your key.
My key, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks.
Please do. Yeah,
Yes,
if you're
my key,
ready.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think when she gets into the bathroom, she turns on the faucet, sort of like to like not to wash it anything, but just to sort of like drown out the sound around her. And I think that she bows her head, looking at the water, she kind of closes her eyes, and she remembers the first night that he came to her, and we see we see her roughly the same age as when we last saw her in the hospital when she met Ash after the accident, and her bedroom door bursts open, and it's late, and she's cuddled up in bed, and she's groggily. She groggily looks over to see who's at the door, and she sees Ash, and he like gets to her bed and it's like on his knees, shaking her, trying to get her to wake up, and she kind of tries to swat him off. Says, "What's going on?" And he's like, "You have to come down. She's on TV. She's on TV." And she's like, she starts to sit up, and she goes, "Ooh, what are you talking about?" And she looks at the clock, and it says 3:33 a.m. And she says, "Who's on TV? Mom, mom's on TV." And that immediately sort of perks her up and gets her out of her grogginess, and she's finally alert. She says, what are you talking about?" And he just sort of like starts to drag her out of the bed, and she follows, and they go downstairs, and on the television we see what appears to be like a puppet show, but the puppet show isn't like Sesame Street or the Muppets. It's more macabre than that. The puppets are all sort of dressed up as these like sideshow attractions. There's a pair of conjoined twins who are sewn up at the hip and the head. There's a fish boy. There's a large bearded woman, but the beard holds knives in it. And there's a tall man in a white spandex suit covered in red spirals, and a top hat that matches. And she looks to him and says, "What is this?" And he says, it's TV Odyssey episode. But she was here. She was performing with them. She was a part of the sideshow." And she just looks at him confused and says, "Ash, I think you gotta come to bed. This isn't healthy. You've been staying up." And there's something in his eyes, the conviction that keeps her from just immediately going back to bed. And he says, "No, stay with me. We could watch. I'm sure she'll come back. Just stay with me." And so the pair of them sit down and continue to watch this strange puppet show go on until finally, after the show concludes, the man in the white spiral suit bids them adieu. And there's the flash of the signal, the end signal for the evening. And she looks to her brother and says, I'm sorry I didn't see her." And I think from then on, that's when Ash's obsession with TV Odyssey started. But Shane, being the sort of committed, doting sister, would stay up late with him to watch more episodes, but she never came back. But Ash was always committed to trying to see if she would make another appearance on TV Odyssey. Unfortunately, she never did, at least not as far as Shane knew. But that was her first encounter with TV Odyssey. And I think she snaps out of that memory and turns off the faucet, taking up some of the water and splashing some cool water on her face to kind of like get her back into the present.
Taylor, it's not clear how long you've been sitting on the bed holding hands with Hutch Langley, but by the time you snap out of it, he's no longer there. It's morning. But where he was sitting, he's left you a gift. An actual Odyssey tape.
No, yay.
The purple clamshell visible. The label on the tape says Lucky Lots 013 Ted's Storage Adventure. Lots of things going down in storage facilities in Deep Lake.
Yeah. That's good.
But he's left you that tape. Amber, you can come down to the living room now if you wish. You might see the Hunger 01 tape on the coffee table. Shane and Zachary, what are the two of you doing?
Well, I would love to get some nostalgia moves in because I'm loaded up on conditions.
Indeed. Well, who do you want to have said move with?
So I think I'll do my first one with Zachary if he's down for it.
I was just going to offer, yeah, I don't think I can get rid of any of my conditions, but I'm down to help you out.
Yeah. Do you want it to be one of yours or one of mine?
Maybe one of yours, given that I was kind of asking you about Ash.
Okay. Then yeah, I think then.
Although
Ash-
Zachary's also always down to talk about himself.
Well, yeah, well, let's do that then. So maybe you're flipping through some records that you brought with you or something like that. And that's when she comes back out of the bathroom and sees you sort of flipping through them. Sorry about that. I just had a. Oh, what are those?
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. Oh, I'm kind of a collector. well, I'm kind of, I brought some vinyl with me. You like music?
I listen to music.
Sure, come pick something out, and
Okay.
he'll show you, and it's all kind of, the most exactly the kind of things that any kind of hipster magazine would tell you must be in your record collection.
Hmm.
Coltrane, Bob Dylan, all the kind of specific things that, like, you have to own these records and buy them.
So where do you get all these from? She's sort of like looking at, I think there's like maybe an Alice Coltrane one that she's sort of looking at and with a peculiar cover, and she's sort of
Oh,
it's,
I lived out in New York before. Well, coming back here for the summer.
oh,
I'm a writer.
oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure New York has plenty of record stores, right? It's such a big city.
Yeah, yeah. It has I guess that's where everything cool washes up, right? So,
Do you have any like, I don't know, Madonna or
let me see here. I have some Giorgio Moroder.
um not, I can't say I know who that is.
Oh, this is. Come on, listen to this. You'll get it if you'll put on some kind of German 80s, late 70s techno.
Yeah, this is really I'm sure people like to dance to this, right?
Sure, yeah, I guess I was never much of a dancer, but
And I think that she's like trying to sort of stay upbeat, stay perky. But when she sort of like distracted herself by looking through the records. And I think that's when she comes across a Joy Division album. And it's the closer one with the sort of uh
the
very
statue on the
sad,
front.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like morose looking statue on the front. And I think that she's sort of fixated on it. This is it's kind of a sad cover, isn't it?
Yeah, they're English. It kind of sounds like rainy days and unemployment. That's
It's
the
like
vibe.
looks like something off a tomb.
Right.
They sing about death a lot.
Well, the lead singer, he hanged himself. So I guess they kind of have that vibe, yeah.
So sad. And I think that's when she starts to kind of break down again. But she's still
And
sort of fixated on the cover, looking at this tomb.
that's something about that cover is you recognize it, or
No, I just feel like I've been surrounded by death ever since I got here. I'm trying
yeah,
to keep it off my mind and I can't.
yeah. I'm also kind of wondering what happened to my brother. I don't know. I think he's still around, but some weird things have been going on with old friends of his.
Sorry to hear that. Would you
So,
would you
so
mind
what are your
playing the song?
plans? Sure. It's not exactly Madonna, but
I don't know. I feel like I need to listen to it right now.
I think Amber would probably like this one, although she's a little more Morgoth than the OGs.
And
I
yeah, I
love it.
think I'm
Yeah.
cool to end it there, but just sort of listening to isolation, and she gets kind of like in her head and it's very intent on the music.
I mean, Zachary, are you going to clear my pantry girlfriend? Do you have like a new burgeoning love interest, even if it's a one-way love interest going on? Or are you just distracted enough from to not be worried about your pantry girlfriend anymore? Or do you want to keep it?
Yeah, maybe I could clear that. Yeah,
Yeah. And Shane,
yeah.
what are
Why
you
not?
going to go for? Yeah,
I was trying to clear obsessed with death.
I'll take it. And Shane, you get to stumble on a clue as well. So be thinking of clue. Amber, you come downstairs at some point, or you come home, I'm sure, at some point. When you do, you'll see the Hunger Girl 1 tape sitting on the coffee table. There might even be a little, we'll just say there's like a sticky note on it from Missy Von Donut that she wrote on it to leave for you. Amber written in big puffy letters on the sticky note. What do you do?
I pick it up and say, "Oh, that's nice. Is anyone around?"
I don't think anyone's come down right now. It's just you at the
Okay.
moment.
I mean, we've got a VCR. I can try have a look.
Yeah, the note is signed Missy Von D with a little thing that says, "I thought you and your friends would appreciate this."
Hmm.
Do you watch the tape?
Yeah, I think I'll just pop it in the VCR and make a mental note to say thank you to Missy.
When you pop in the tape, the scan lines, kind of stretching across the screen, and eventually the picture comes into view. And you're looking at your living room at Rodenbecker Street. You're looking at you watching the tape as if there was a camera connected to the VCR somehow, and you were being observed. Take a condition called Somebody's Watching Me. I am curious, though, apart from that, how are you feeling right now? What do you do? How do you react?
I think I'll stand up. I'm confused. I stand up, look around, see if there's any camera, see if anyone is playing a prank on me.
When
Call out for Missy,
Yeah, you don't see anything. It's just more deep lake weirdness. But if you were to turn back and look at the screen right now, which you don't, but the rest of us watching this will, we know as audience, on the screen, just outside of the frame, as if they were standing in the entrance to the kitchen, you see the hem of a pink dress, a pink skirt, that then pulls out of frame, as if somebody was standing there. And at this point, you can pop the tape out and do whatever you want to do. The tape just eventually goes to a blank blue screen.
Mm,
Do you keep the tape?
I do.
You can add it to your corner of the house.
Okay, and just a clarifying question, is that like a special condition, or can I clear it with a nostalgic move?
Let me look. It cannot be cleared yet, and I cannot tell you how it's cleared yet. You're stuck with it for a little
Okay.
bit. But the tape is great, though. The tape can actually be used in a different way than other items. If you decide to, at any point, you can mark the tape and get an automatic 12 plus on a roll.
Nice.
So let's go around the table and figure out where everybody's at and what everybody's doing and what they want to be doing. Taylor, what's your plan for the rest of the day?
Well, I'd like to have a
Nostalgic scene.
nostalgic scene as well.
Yeah, with
Because
who?
I got preconditions, but I think I can only clear one of them, right? I can clear the wolves, but not the dreams, and not obsessed with death. Or can I clear obsessed?
You can clear obsessed with death.
Death.
Yeah, that's just a regular condition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do it with Shane or Amber. Any volunteers?
I'll take it.
All right.
Shane, before we
That's
get
good.
there, what's your clue that you found?
So the clue that I found, was something that happened while she was listening to the Joy Division record. So the clue is lyrics from a Joy Division song that cause intense psychic vibrations. The lyrics specifically are, in arenas he kills for a prize, wins a minute to add to his life.
Oh, what mystery is that for?
Greetings, travelers.
Oh, nice. Good. Cool. I like it. Who wants to set up the scene between Taylor and Shane with your takes you back thing?
Do you have a preference?
I don't have a preference.
Okay. Then I think after she gets that sort of, maybe there's like a moment where during that song her nose started to bleed and it's like, oh God, and she like ran off to go find something. And I think on the way maybe she can see you like maybe fixing up your bike.
Yep.
All right.
Sure, I'd like that.
And yeah, I think you'd see
So-
Shane sort of like stuffing a tissue in her nose, trying to try to stop the blood from going.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. I don't know. It must be the air or something. It's really dry. What are you doing?
Do you need another? I might have had a little accident just now. But I'm fine. You see that I'm also bleeding on my elbow.
Oh,
Just don't worry about it.
well, here
I was kind of.
I have some Band-Aids from when I got those burns. Let me go get them. And I think just real quick, she goes to her room and fetches some bandages, and she comes back to the garage and she'll start to like patch you up
Thank
wherever
you.
she can.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
And
don't need them.
I'll
All healed up now.
yeah, you just need tissues. There you go. Have
Yeah,
some
well,
more.
if it's not one thing, it's
I
another,
did.
right?
Yeah, I dig around in my millions of pockets in my cargo pants and offer her some relatively clean tissues for her nose.
Thank you.
I was kind of, you're welcome. I was kind of preoccupied while riding the bike. Lots of weird stuff happening now.
Preoccupied with what?
Excuse me?
Preoccupied with what?
With thinking about, well, death and such.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
seems to be this
have
morning.
have you ever seen a ghost?
No, I can't say that I have, but I mean, stay in deep lake long enough, I'm sure something will come across.
Yeah, can I show you something?
Sure. Is it a ghost?
It's close enough.
Okay.
So I take her to my room and sit down next to the tape. And do you see that?
What am I supposed to be looking for?
Shit, you don't see it?
I mean, I might. I don't know.
Here,
I'm supposed to be looking
next to me on the bed. Do you see an item? No. God damn it!
What am I What am I supposed to be looking for? I don't know.
Ah, that's supposed to be a tape. A tape. I see a tape.
Yes, there's
Jesus,
a
fuck!
tape next. Calm down.
What? There is a tape.
Yes.
Ah, thank God. I thought the tape was a ghost tape too. I had a ghost visit me tonight, and he left me a tape. So stay in Deep Lake long enough, right?
Is there something important about the tape? Why did he leave it
It's
for
a-
you? Why did they leave it for you, rather? I don't. Who was it? Who was the
Oh,
ghost?
oh, didn't Ash tell you why we were here?
I mean, I knew that he was looking for TV Odyssey, but
Yes, that's exactly what this is. It's a TV Odyssey tape.
so this is, and she reaches out for it, and she like inspects the purple clam shell, and she opens it up to see the title.
Did you ever watch?
I have watched when I was younger. I watched it with him.
So you remember it?
I do, yeah. I like I said, I watched it with him for a little while. And it was a little too out there for me, and also he watched it really late, so I kind of just had to stop after a while.
It's funny you should say that. It's too out there for you, because that's exactly why we're here. The station isn't out here anymore. And that's what Ash and us were doing here. Looking for the TV station, where it disappeared to. No one seems to remember it. I'm surprised he never told you about it.
Ash was a very private person. I mean, we shared
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
true.
as kids, but
Yeah.
when he got older, he just kind of closed himself off a little bit more.
Yeah. He didn't talk much to us either. Maybe stay here long enough and you'll get to talk to him again. I wouldn't put it past this town.
I think that's when her expression goes from just sort of like casual concern to like almost offended. And she says, what? Who says
No,
that?
I mean, like in a ghost way, you know? Wouldn't that be like kind of nice? I mean, I had a good chat with the ghost tonight, so why shouldn't you?
I hope those bandages
Fuck,
help you.
I'm sorry.
I gotta go.
I'm sorry.
And I think that's just
I'm
where she sort of
sorry.
cuts out.
Please, Shane, I'm sorry. Shit.
Well, I'm curious how you're all feeling now at this point. Were conditions cleared?
Well, I was trying to clear electrical burns by giving her my bandages because I didn't need them anymore.
Okay, sounds good. I'm into that.
Oh, nice.
And
Well, I mean, I kind of, when what I was going for was that she saw the tapes, so it's real, and that kind of helps me get over my obsession.
I see. Yeah,
with,
yeah. It kind of gives you some insight and clarity. Yeah, I like that. I'm into it. Shane, you get to stumble on a clue again.
All right, I'll think about it.
Let's pick up with so Amber, what are you doing today after you have this weird experience with the tape? And actually, if you run the tape back, you can't see it again. Like it was just a one-time thing.
Oh, perfect. So I can't show the others.
Nope.
Well, that's convenient. I mean, my instincts would be to talk to Missy, where she got that from, but then on the other hand, I might do that later and see if anyone needs to go somewhere, because I'm the designated driver.
That is
And
true.
I've been on my own for quite a while, so
Mhm.
maybe just go to the kitchen and see what's up.
Maybe Zachary. Zachary, are you there possibly hanging out? What are you up to?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just trying to figure out what to do about this phone number.
Oh, hey, what have you been up to?
Well, apparently we have a new housemate.
Yeah. So you know about Ash.
Yeah, thanks for telling me. I
Hey, you went here.
okay.
And that's not a thing you just put on a sticky note on a fridge.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. So, what have you been up to?
I mean, I've been to the desert and that was interesting. You know, checking
Did you
out
also
some
find your way home through a
cryptids.
tunnel?
Well, funny that you say that. I did find the
As a
entrance to
matter
a
of
tunnel.
fact, yeah.
Yeah. But I figured, well, it was late in the evening. I shouldn't go in there. Also, you need some equipment, and there might be more pressing matters going on. More
Yeah, I
interesting.
think
I'd
someone
like to
followed me
also
back.
come into the kitchen.
Sure.
Could I also just join you in the kitchen? I don't have to say much, just
Hmm.
stumble in there and bang my head against the cupboard.
I think someone followed me back. I found this in my nightstand, and I'll show Amber and Taylor if she's paying attention. The flyer.
Oh, interesting. Also, did someone come by and leave a tape for me?
I haven't seen anyone.
No, I haven't seen anyone either. You,
Oh,
but
well.
you don't mean this tape, do you? I'm going crazy. I
No.
have the Odyssey tape. Okay, good. I put it down on the kitchen table. Another Odyssey tape, though.
No, it was something else, and now it's gone. I think I kind of destroyed it in a way. It's a blank tape
What?
now. Yeah, it was really weird. I saw myself on it for some reason, like someone was
Home
pulling
movie?
a prank, you know.
Like a
Um,
home
Like
movie?
there was a camera.
Yeah, I mean,
Where was the camera?
yeah,
You
that's the
looked
funny
for it?
thing. There wasn't any camera. It was just our living room and me basically watching myself. So
Are you
if any
sure
one
it
of you
wasn't an
did that,
Odyssey tape?
what's that?
Are you sure it wasn't an Odyssey tape?
Well,
Sounds weird enough to be one.
yeah, but then I couldn't have watched it during the day. And it was specially left for me.
Okay.
So
Ding dong, ding dong.
Oh,
There's your friend right now, Amber.
okay, so I'll get the door.
It's
Please do.
Deputy Torres. She says,
Sorry.
hello, Ms. Serrano, correct?
Yes.
Right. I just want to check on the house, see how everyone's doing. I know you all have had kind of a pretty crazy couple of days. Just want to assure you that, well, Tim Crayley's not going to be much of a problem for you anymore. he's not likely to let's just say he well, the good news is that young woman, Shane, she's not going to be put through her and her family are not going to be put through the trauma of a trial. Tim Crayley is, well, he's dead.
Oh. Do you want to come inside?
Yeah, thank you. Is everyone around? Hey, everyone. She waves into the kitchen. Some interesting news. I just want to
And
let
I
you
call
all.
for Shane, so
Yeah.
everyone gathers.
Shane, do you go down?
Yeah. But before I go down, I think maybe there's like another TV or a radio in the house, and on it there's reports of a mass grave that was exhumed near Los Ojos de los Muertos.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And that's the clue for on Strange Rings.
Yeah,
But yeah, she'll come
nice.
down.
Nice. She says, hey, hello, Miss Wright. Why don't you all kind of gather around for a moment? So that
I
man,
inch closer to the knife block.
yeah, that man, Tim Crayley, the one who we believe harmed all those people, including, well, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He ended it in his cell last night. We should have been keeping a better eye on him.
It's really unfortunate.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, it's but I just wanted to let you all know before you heard it in the papers. Again, I'm really sorry, Ms. Wright, about what your family's going through, and all of you.
Thank you for keeping us in the loop.
Yeah, you bet.
I think we're all about to head out, though. She sort of looks at everyone like, yeah, we're all about to head out. But
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
She says, well, before I go, I was curious if did you all get a chance to go and play more Zagreus?
No.
No, it's kind of boring. Kind of lost interest after the first 2 levels, you know.
Yeah, well, you've got to be good at it. I mean, that's, it's like anything. Well, anyway.
Yeah, don't have time for that.
All right. Well, yeah, I just, I don't know. Maybe I'll stop by Galaxia later.
Sorry, Officer Torres. I just wanted to follow up on something though. My brother had mentioned someone named Adafoy that had been following him. Did you have any information on that?
I want the day move here. What do you afraid is
All
going to happen if you don't rattle her right now?
That
Or
she's
what are you
gonna know-
trying to accomplish?
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to like get her goat a bit because I know that now that I know that she was the one harassing my brother, that I'm
Yeah.
like just trying to like, get her goat a bit.
Yeah, that's
but
fair. What do you afraid is going to happen if you don't?
that she knows what I'm doing and is gonna like put heat on me and is gonna
Mhm.
like keep a closer eye on me.
I like that. Roll with composure.
It's going to be an 8.
All right. You notice a little bit of sweat break out above her lip and on her brow. And she says, what was that name again?
Adafoy, I think it was.
Attafoy. You want to spell that for me?
Sure. And she'll get like a notepad. She'll just write down Adafoy, put 88, and like she'll very
85,
very
yeah.
distinctly put an underline under it.
She's like, is this like some kind of online stalker situation, or? Oh, you're muted, Jack.
It was, but then apparently he confronted my brother.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll definitely if there might be a lead here. Too bad we can't ask Tim. But
Maybe it
I'll
was him though, right?
oh, who knows? I mean, there's all this online stuff. It's all so crazy. Um, but thank you for this. I'll add that. I'll make a note of that in the file. I'm real sorry about what happened to your brother.
Thank you.
And she kind of turns to walk away. I'm not gonna put any extra complication or anything on it. I like the scene as it is. And let's take a 5-minute break. Everybody think about what you want to do with, probably do like one more scene each in the day phase. Okay, let's go around the table and figure out what everybody wants to do for the last little bit of the day phase here. Shane, what are your thoughts?
I think in light of Miss Torres's visit, I think I want to go play the game some more. See if I can unlock some more.
Zagreus. Zachary?
Copy shop to see if the new flag was also printed there and if they can give me any info about who might have done it.
Yeah, very interesting. Good.
If they had their eyes open last time.
Yeah, let's see. Taylor?
Either win or smash Zagreus.
So you're going to Zagreus as well, and Amber?
I want to talk to my uncle. Maybe he knows something about that rocket silo or the area around there.
Very interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay, I like that. That sounds pretty good. Let's pick up with Zachary, and you were going over to the copies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think when you get to copies, you find that there's a sign hanging in the window that says, "We'll return in a couple hours." But the door is ajar. Either they were about to lock up and they failed to lock up properly or something, who knows? What do you do?
Oh, push the door open. And what was the guy who worked there called again? Oh, it was the People's Champ who worked there.
Well, the People's Champ does work there, and there's also a guy named Frog, I think.
Yeah, so I think I'll push the door open. Frog, you in here?
There's no response. But
I will.
what do you do?
I'll kind of warily head inside and sort of go behind the counter and see if I can see into the, the kind of staff only area or whatever. See if he's just like on a break or
Make the
looking
meddling
for
move.
something in back.
Make the meddling move with composure.
See if I've got anything that can give me advantage. Yeah. Okay, composure. That's at least a bonus. That's a 5.
A 5. Today is a day to find tapes. You go to the back and you don't see much, but you do see, sitting behind the counter, a scuffed up Betamax copy of Mazes and Monsters, starring a young Tom Hanks. What do you do?
Yeah, I'll kind of pick it up and look at it. And is that supposed to be some kind of clue?
When you pick it up, you've triggered another dimension door trap. The Blackleaf Circle loves these. And you find yourself suddenly in a dark, cavernous space.
You can move in there into the other dimension almost.
You find yourself in a dark, cavernous space. You can feel a kind of underground dampness in the air. There is a set of lanterns hanging on hooks, illuminating a path made of wooden floorboards that have been, kind of nailed down to make walking easier. Unless you want to turn a key to avoid this, what do you do?
Oh, let's go with it. I think I will take the first lantern off the hook and just like hold it out in front of me as I follow this trail.
Indeed. Let's cut over to Shane and Taylor playing Zagreus. You are currently on the level that is called let's see, let's get our secret levels here.
What? Yeah, we watched the tape where that gave us the input sequence, right?
They did do that as well. You have access to the garden secret level. You also have that weird input sequence, which you can do. Shane, you had expressed an interest in going to play the game. I think when you get there, though, when you both arrive, you find that Galaxia Arcade is also closed, weirdly, in the middle of the day. There's a closed sign hanging in the window, but the door is also ajar.
I think Shane
Like
looks
last time, pretty much.
Yeah, Shane looks to Taylor and says, "Oh no, do you think Torres is here?"
I think so.
Should we go in?
What do you think? Let's think about it. Let's what else? What could we need to protect ourselves from her? Like maybe should we get like a crowbar or a baseball bat or something?
Do you have either of those?
No, but I think there's like a Circle K around the block.
Well, maybe go
Do
get
they
those.
have stuff like that there?
Well, I mean, maybe a crowbar, but no. Hello? And she just sort of pushes open the door and calls out.
No, but my move.
FG says, Who's there?
Hey, F, it's us.
Well,
we were in here yesterday. We were playing Zagreus.
Come in. Lock the door behind you.
Gladly.
Yeah, she'll go in. Is everything okay?
Like last time, all the machines are off, except for Zagreus. You can tell that FG has not taken a shower or cleaned himself up since you last saw him. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow. He looks and smells like a bit of a mess. And he says, I was wondering if you were going to come back. You got to finish those secret levels.
What's the matter?
And you got to take a shower.
He's like, we can't worry about that right now. We've got to do what it wants. We've got to finish the secret levels.
Okay.
Why are you in such a hurry all of a sudden?
He says, I have to know what comes next. I have to know how this all ends.
Have you tried playing the game yourself?
Yeah, but as I said before, I'm not very good at video games.
What happened?
And he looks at the screen. He says, I saw her. I saw my Carolyn. She wants me to finish playing. She wants me to finish playing the secret levels, but I'm no good. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's the only way I can get her back.
Shane looks at Taylor, just sort of with disbelief on her face. Well, we came to play the game, right?
Yeah, but who's Caroline?
He says, my wife, Carolyn. I thought she was gone forever, but I think she's here. And he begins to put his hands on the arcade cabinet and kind of gently run his fingers along the particle board.
And how do you figure that?
She's in here somehow. I just know it. She told me. But I'm no good. I keep dying. And he kind of fruitlessly waggles the joystick.
Oh dear. You just sit down somewhere way over there where you can like smell you, and we're gonna play the game, okay?
Yeah. And he goes and sits down.
A little bit further.
Taylor or Shane, what do you do?
Shane, if I recall correctly, Shane didn't have the best luck with the game, so I think she's just sort of waiting for Taylor to get on the console, get on the sticks, and lock in. But I think she's looking back at FG, and she's kind of feeling sorry for him. And I think that when Taylor keeps sort of pushing him, and she'll sort of just put her hand on Taylor's shoulder and say, "Just let him be. He's really going through it right now."
Okay, okay. Do you want to start?
No, I was
Should
bad
I?
at it. You were much better than I was. So maybe you should start.
Sheer luck. So should we like try the combination from the tape first?
Maybe we wait on that. I don't know.
For how
those
long
tapes
and why?
Those tapes are just, I don't know. I feel like if we do it, it's going to open up something really weird, and I don't know. I just want to maybe see what the game is like, and then maybe you're playing the game though, so don't let me step on your toes.
Okay, let's try it, and if it's too hard, we'll try the other thing.
Yeah.
I mean, can't get worse than bad, or maybe it can. I don't know. Oh, let's just try it. Okay, I'll go first, and if I fail, you go next, okay?
You are on the garden. This level features green hedgerows and carnivorous plants, half-birthed shambling monsters, bright red pomegranate collectibles. This level requires you to find a variety of hidden items and assemble a key to the palace. Last time we also talked about how there are elements on this level that remind you of Deep Lake in some small way. We're not going to go over that again. But if you wish to attempt the level, you are going to roll with composure or reason, your choice, at a -2.
Yeah, I'll take composure.
Go for it.
And let me check if I have something I can use. Nope. Not at all. Okay, well, the pomegranates, they remind me of, well, of all the blood we've seen so far. They're scattered around the screen, and they're like drops of blood and pools of blood, and I really have to focus to not see bloody heads and bodies everywhere.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah. -2.
hmm
Well, it's a 7. Yay, that's not too bad.
You beat the level. On a hit, you beat the level, you collect the prize. The prize for the garden is an item you lost in your childhood miraculously turns up the next day. Be thinking about what it is. Describe how it is more disturbing than you remember, and then add it to your corner of the house. But for now, you've opened up the next level, which is called the Palace. Let's head over to Amber. Amber, remind me what your uncle does for a job.
He's a real estate agent.
That's right. So I assume you're heading over to his office.
Yeah.
When you get there, you see that the door is locked up and there's a sign that says, "Will return." But if you push the door gently, you see that it's been left ajar slightly.
Mm.
Do you go in?
Yeah, of course.
When you step inside, you see that the little front reception area, there's nobody there. Potted plants, there's magazines, coffee table. There's a couple of little offices. One of them is your uncle's. And as you're kind of just poking around, looking around, I'm going to ask Jack, even though Amber's unaware of it, Paula Palmer is somewhere watching her in the scene. Where is she?
Where are you at again? Like what?
It's a real estate office.
I think that there is like a little row of green leather chairs across from the front desk. And I think that like there's like the the cactuses that are flanking it. And I think right in the middle there's a very posh looking woman with a magazine in front of her face. But at some point she puts down the magazine and we see Paula's face.
And Amber, you miss her entirely.
Mm.
But what do you do once you get in there? The office seems to be abandoned. Or there's nobody here. They might be back later.
I mean, I go to my uncle's office and have a look at his papers or whatever, because we're family, so that's not illegal.
It's not. Yeah, it's totally
I
normal
mean, technically,
behavior.
I'm by blood, I'm kind of a real estate agent myself.
That's how it works. You can do the meddling move with reason, I guess. There's
Okay.
nothing particularly unusual about the office being. They might be at a party
Hmm.
or lunch party or something. Yeah.
Let me see what my modifier is. So that's a 7.
I owe you a clue, weirdly.
So if
You
that
had-
helps, I was basically interested in the missile silo, but maybe something else is there as well.
Yeah. As you're looking around, you're going to see something that catches your eye. It's some correspondence between Deputy Torres and your uncle. It actually looks like Deputy Torres bought me and my self-storage, and your uncle helped her. She wanted all of the abandoned storage units that were there. She claimed it was for some speculative investment purpose. But that's your clue for Zagreus. The complication on that clue, you happen to press the button on his voicemail or his little answering machine, and you hear the last message from Deputy Torres. Hey, Joe. Joe was his name, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe. Looking forward to lunch today. I know it's kind of an out of the way place, but I think you'll like it. And then there's a click. What do you do?
Well, now now I'm worried, and I'm trying to figure out where they went. Maybe there's like a calendar or something.
Nice. You can look through his calendar, and you can kind of look, and yeah, he was set to go have lunch with Deputy Torres at he puts like a little like question mark behind it, like he's got like some he's got like an address, but he puts a question mark next to it because I don't think he realizes that what's out there. You know, like where are we going for lunch? You know.
All right.
Let's check in on Zachary one last time before we end our phase. Zachary, you follow the wooden panel, the wooden planks in this little cave to a little cave-like alcove, or a little alcove, you know, rocky, you know, wall, like carved into the wall, no bigger than a bedroom. And there is a table with chairs around it. There's a Cryptmaster screen, dice, pencils, character sheets. What do you do?
But there's nobody there.
There's no one there.
I have this funny feeling. If I look at those character sheets, they're going to be us or something like that. So I'm going to go look at those character sheets. Not that I think Zachary really knows exactly what a character sheet is, but
Right, exactly. Yeah. When you flip over the character sheets, all of the player names are filled in. The character names are not filled in because the characters aren't made yet, but the player names are filled in, and there's one for each of you. Although one of them is for Ash, but otherwise it's for the four of you.
So I think I call out. Nice. I think I got the invite. And I'll take the character sheet intended for me. Actually, no, I'll take all of them.
Yeah. There's also a book, a rule book for Serpents and Sepulchres. If you know, want to make characters.
I'm just thinking whether Zachary would know that that was necessary, or whether you can just kind of make it up. Yeah, I guess I will take that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess we'll play along with your little game.
And yeah.
And then, is there any other like
A way out.
exit from this
Yeah.
room? Yeah, because
there is.
the key thing is like, where am I?
Yeah, you can find a little path that leads up into the tunnels under Deep Lake, and then the exit from the tunnels. The exit, where does it pop out of? I think this exit is behind the little the little strip mall where Tobacco Plus and copies are, and all those shops. It's like behind there, so you come up out behind the dumpsters, basically.
Does that count as answering the question of where the lair is?
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing. You got nothing out of any of this except you now have some character sheets and a rule book. You can add that to your corner of the house though, for Serpents and Sepulchres.
So I'll kind of shake my head and make my way back home. And I guess this evening we'll be watching a tape and I'll be trying to talk people into rolling up characters for
For Serpents and Sepulchres. I love it. Let's have one more go at Zagreus. You have one final level here. The Palace. Pillared chambers, masked courtiers, a shadowy king upon a blood-red throne. This level requires you to solve a complex rhythm game, all while avoiding the knives of the court. Let's paint the screen, everyone. Something about the palace level makes us think the game is aware of you. What is it?
The tunes of the level, they change according to who is standing in front of the screen.
There are these little sprites that are sort of stretched out as if they're on, being crucified or what have you. And most of them are skeletal, but there's one that has like bright red little sprite hair with glasses. Looks like Ash.
not only does the music change when each person steps in front of the screen, but when Shane steps in front of the screen, the music is a chiptune version of Joy Division.
I think when you guys go back to play, it vibrates in a way that when you touch it, it gets stronger, almost like the machine is mocking you.
I would like to get a snack from the vending machine.
Nice. Very good.
And
I mean, you can probably
I
just go around the there's probably a convenience store right across the street if you want to get something over there.
no, the vending machine would be nice. I just thought of some fluff that I would like to narrate, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah. So what do you do?
Yeah, well, I put some coins into the vending machine and get a packet of potato chips, one of those tiny packages. And I stand next to Shane and I rip it open and offer it to her. And inside there aren't potato chips, but there are 6 pomegranate seeds.
Tasty.
These don't look like Doritos.
Excuse me?
I said these don't look like Doritos.
No. Because Hades and Persephone, she ate the pomegranate seeds, so she was married to Hades and couldn't leave. And that's, if we eat them, we can. Yeah. Oh.
You're not really motivating me to eat these seeds.
Yeah, not really. Maybe they're just potato chips gone bad.
Should we play the last level? Is this for real
Yeah.
the last level?
How do you know it's the last level?
No. Maybe you should play to find out.
Or maybe you should, because you're like into music and stuff. It's a rhythm thingy
I mean,
level, I think. No?
I wouldn't say that I'm into music. Fine, I'll give it a go. And
Okay, and
Yeah.
I'll stand by, and if I see you failing, I'll just press the weird combination and we'll see what happens.
Do you wish to play?
I will give it a go.
It's at a -3.
Oh,
Composure or reason, your choice.
they're the same. So,
Okay.
Figure out how I can use my items to see if I can. Because I have a whistle, I have a suit, and a bunch of books.
The whistle, huh? The whistle is
Yeah,
good.
I was thinking the
It's
whistle
music, and you can.
might do something. Yeah, I'll like before I start, I'll like dig through my purse and just pull out the whistle. And like I'll put it on my neck and I'll just put it in my mouth. And the idea is that I'm going to sort of like whistle with every sort of beat so I can like keep the beat.
What is the whistle doing in this instance?
I was just trying to sort of a weird way to keep, because you said this is like a rhythm game,
It's a
right?
rhythm game. Yeah.
Yeah, so like to try and keep the beat, sort of almost like every time I'm supposed to hit, I'll blow the whistle as if to like keep myself alert.
I see. It's like a better way of
It's the rhythm section.
maybe you play it a few times and you realize that you can't like that the chip music is not like easy to keep up with.
Yeah.
Like you can't like hear it. It's not great. And so you're using the whistle to
It was more like, so if it's a rhythm game, I imagine it's something like Guitar Hero or something like that, where you have to keep with,
yeah.
like you have to press the button a certain time, right?
Right,
Like
yes,
like a
yeah,
right time.
yeah.
So the idea is that like I'm keeping myself alert by pressing and blowing the whistle at the same time. That way I know that I'm hitting the beat on the correct part.
Okay. I'm not feeling completely sold on this. This is
Well, it's like when you're clapping, you know, you're clapping the rhythm
oh, you to keep
to
the
something,
beat.
and
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
blowing the whistle. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think it'll probably take you a few goes to figure that out, but once you do, I will let you have advantage. What'd you roll?
That's going to be a 12.
12. Wow. Okay. You get a clue. You beat the level, and yeah, with a -3, it was still a 12. How's that possible?
Oh no, you're right. You're right. So 12 minus 3 is 9.
9. Okay. You beat the level. You get your
-2 because of the whistle.
No, it's still minus 3.
it's still -3. It's just advantage. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's not.
Here's your prize. The cabinet shows you, and only you, Shane, a prophecy of a fellow Latchkey's demise. In a future scene, when another Latchkey is getting ready to take an action that will require a die roll, you can warn them that Zagreus predicted their death if they take this action. If they go through with the action anyway, you both mark experience. On the die roll, the miss result is replaced with "you are killed." The keeper will describe how. I'll paste that in chat for you so you can note it wherever you want for your own perusal or your own bookkeeping. But yeah, that's your prize. When
so
you
like an end screen.
yeah, you finish the palace, and another level unlocks. On your little menu, select There's all the different ones, the garden, etc., the river, the palace. And now there's a new one available called Dev Null. What do you do?
What do I do, Taylor? Do I play it? Do we play it? What do you play it? FG, have you ever heard of this level?
FG says, I haven't heard of any of this stuff.
Isn't it like some kind of programmer's speech?
No, I mean it doesn't look like the other titles of the levels. This... Should I play it? Should you?
I mean, we're here to play, so
I mean, maybe maybe this is where we do that, like that other sequence.
You could enter the sequence, yeah.
mhm. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's try it. Should we press enter first or later?
I don't. You know the sequence. So here, you take over, and Shane sort of steps back.
When you enter the sequence of commands, down, up, right, left, A, B, start, there's a little bit of a and another level appears called the Labyrinth. So now you have Dev Null and the Labyrinth.
Okay.
Guess we could each take one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe you do the Labyrinth and I do Dev Null. And if it doesn't work, we trade
Yeah,
off.
sure. You take your pick.
Yeah, I'll try Dev
Should
Null.
we? All right. Wait a second. Don't we have? Wasn't there something to do with the labyrinth?
What do you mean?
Didn't we find like drawings of a labyrinth?
Yeah, that's one of the clues, I think.
Yeah. Do you have them with you? By any chance?
I mean, it's different labyrinths, so I mean, it wouldn't really help. Like they're all different labyrinths. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you try the Dev Null. Maybe they tried to spell devil, I don't know.
Do you want to do the labyrinth first, or do you want to do Dev Null first?
Let's do it in chronological order.
Okay.
Or maybe the labyrinth first, because that
You do the
sounds
labyrinth
easier.
first. We'll do the labyrinth first, and then we'll do Dev Null.
Okay, it sounds easier because we found labyrinth drawings, maybe? I don't know. Okay, let's try.
Are you doing the Labyrinth then?
Yeah.
This level is a masticating maze of gnashing teeth, filled with countless traps and dead ends, an unkillable beast hunting you. This level requires you to find the center of it, the labyrinth, under a harsh time limit.
No. I hate time limits in video games.
The roll is made at -4.
Fantastic. No painting the screen?
No.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. I'm scared. -3.
-4.
What? -4? Oh, yeah.
-4.
Well, that's a 4 then.
Per the move, when you roll a miss, you do not mark a box, you use up all your lives and take the condition obsessed with death. Shane, are you going to play a level?
Yeah, I mean, I said I play DevNull, so or DevNull, so I'll do that.
If you go back to this and select dev null, the screen starts going crazy, glitchy, multicolored, all kinds of wild like strobing effects. The little like lighted little sign part above starts blinking. It starts making all kinds of crazy noises. And then it all just goes off. And then after another second, you hear a pop and a sizzle as the internal electronics of the machine are fried. There's a single terrible piercing scream, and Zagreus is shut off for good. You have now unlocked the last question. What is the awful truth of the Zagreus disappearances? It's a complexity 6. Once you answer the question, you resolve the mystery by posting your findings online.
Did we want this? Is this the outcome we hope for?
I don't know. I didn't know this was going to do it.
Did we win or did we lose?
I don't know.
I
if
mean-
we did either. And she'll look at FG to see what his read is.
He's like,
we didn't disappear, so
he's trying to like
Yes.
fix it. He's trying to plug it in. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, I think it's fried. What'd you do?
I just hit the level. It opened up. It unlocked.
you saw what we did. You watched us.
God. And he kicks the Zagreus machine.
Should we open it up?
No, it's like, and he's like there's like smoke coming out of it, like it's completely fried, and he's like, let's wait for it to cool down, but, and he slumps down, dejected.
I don't know what I was expecting, but that kind of wasn't it.
Maybe you should. Oh no! What is Renita gonna do about this? She finds out it was us.
I think that'll wrap our phase.
Yeah.
You do have your last question locked now, though. What was really going on with the Zagreus disappearances? Answer it, post your findings online. Zagreus is done. We are going to swing over into our dusk phase. Are you watching an Odyssey tape tonight?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm down.
If there's no objections, then
Yeah, I'm into it.
Depends. Because if my uncle is like taking
Your uncle-
hostage.
yeah. I mean, maybe Amber's not, but maybe everybody else can have one on. If you want to do something different, Amber, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind if we watch as players.
Yeah,
But as a character, I'd object.
indeed. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah. I have an idea for Amber's scene anyway, so no matter what you decide, I kind of know what's going to happen with Amber. Do you wish to try to answer a question right now?
I mean, we could maybe answer Zagreus or Greetings Travelers.
Yeah, Greetings
if we wanna
Travelers
do
is-
the 6th one.
Why don't we take a 10-minute break so you all can look at the clues and come up with some ideas, and then we'll come back and we'll try to answer some questions. Okay. Okay, so we're back. I hear the group off mic, strategizing and discussing these various questions. Which question are we going to work on first?
That's a
You wanna talk
good
about-
question in itself.
Do you want to talk about the Zagreus one first? And then-
So, well, first we had a question about clues. So, if we recall, Ash had the that one move.
Floating clues thing.
Oh, the
yeah.
floating
where
clues, yeah.
Yeah, you could create. So are these clues that we could still use?
They're still available. Yeah, we established
Okay.
that you had access to those things.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So then, yeah, I think we could start pulling stuff in from these if we want to, if we feel like they'll be helpful. I think at least the Greek necromancy spell would be helpful with Zagreus.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that there for now. But if so, yeah, did you have a theory for Greetings Travelers, Rob?
Yeah, I've got the beginnings of one. Just for the complexity 6 question is where are the new flyers luring kids? So we have like a couple of obvious ones, which is that we found the wig and the ears and stuff at the missile silo, and some kids who were talking about going to the missile silo, or
Mhm.
talking just about the silo generally. And we got the flyers were made at copies, and we know there's now know there's an entrance to the tunnels right there, which
Right
leads
there,
to
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We got the photo message with a map on blue graph paper, which I'm thinking we could like say is like something around the tunnel layout or the directions to follow
Oh,
to
yeah.
get somewhere.
Mhm.
And then the elf on a mushroom logo on a full pack of weed. What if it's a mushroom cloud?
A mushroom cloud.
which
Oh,
is-
that's pretty good.
Which
Yeah.
is like hinting at the
Oh, very
missile
clever.
silo nature.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That
Yeah.
still only makes it a -1 on the roll, so that's not great.
So
I'm
we
struggling
think
to
that
figure out how to.
So that's interesting. So the fact that copies leads directly to this little kind of underground, this little portion of tunnels beneath the town, where you found a literal game waiting for you, indicates that maybe this game, the lair, or the game that the kids are going to be playing, it's going to be underground somehow. That seems to be pretty good. There was a lot of talk about the missile silo. The mushroom logo is indicative of the missile silo. It sounds like maybe it's something below the missile silo, not even the missile silo itself.
Sure. Yeah.
If we want to tie in the Joy Division clue, maybe the underground area of the silo is considered like the arena where you have these sort of wizard duels or what have you within the game, and that's why they set them up, and they've kind of they called it the arena.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I like that. Like it's
Yeah,
like
if
it
it's like a
reflects
circular
something in
room
the
or-
setting. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something in the
Yeah.
setting. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, intriguing. Intriguing. Brandy Mouse Mother. The Brandy Mouse Mother clue doesn't seem to have any immediate bearing
Yeah.
on the location of the game.
And we don't know what she meant by a new battery as of yet.
Yeah.
We don't really have any theories about that.
Yeah. I think this is really interesting. I mean, I think that like all of these things taken together do seem to point at the missile silo, at being like underground. Maybe there's something, maybe the blue graph paper like specifically points out like a location beneath, like even if it like shows there's something even further below the missile silo.
Right.
Yeah, that's really intriguing.
So maybe we met the current battery, didn't we? Zachary did.
Maybe. I mean, well, like you met like a corpse in a chair. I don't think we established who they are, what their deal is.
So
they look
no,
like they were in a
but-
circle and they were like very much drained of their life force. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe just to if it doesn't work, we don't have to include that clue, but that was also at the silo.
That
And
was at the
maybe
silo.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
maybe
a good point.
that's the corpse kind of reacts when a certain person who's suitable as a replacement
Yeah, so if she's
is
talking
near.
about if she's talking about the new battery, and we know that old battery
The
was
old
at the
battery is
silo,
there.
that's
Yeah. Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
right. That's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
indication. Yeah, that ties that in.
And it also
Nice
ties
little-
to the solo. And then the repeated like underground references, to me it all seems to, and the blue graph paper with maybe like specifically points this out, like it kind of indicates that like you have to go deeper beneath the missile silo. Like it's not just like it's
Mhm.
further down below. I find that really fascinating. I think we make a strong case here. I mean, in some sense, it's almost like the most obvious answer, but at least the clues back
Right.
it up. So,
Yeah.
so it's +1. Rob, if you want to give that a go.
Let's give it a go. Blow on the dice, Pepper. Good. That's 11. 10 on the dice for the +1.
Very nice. You got it. You are now able to resolve the mystery by locating the current location of the underground game of Serpents and Sepulchres and then convincing the would-be gamers to give it up. However, the Blackleaf Circle might continue to pester you throughout the campaign,
Mhm.
but you will at least have brought Serpents and Sepulchres to an end. Fascinating. What about this Zagreus? What's the awful truth of Zagreus?
So my
Harder.
rough thought is that it has something to do with the dead, obviously, but like maybe bringing them back. So obviously we have right now we've got the article about the 3 different types of dead. We've got the evidence that the cabinet was built from all this different cursed wood. And then we have the clues about the Stick Society. They were tricked into playing secret levels. They could be rescued possibly. And then Renita bought me and myself. And then we added from Ash's floating clues the ancient Greek curse of necromancy that was found at the storage unit.
Mm.
Yeah, and maybe that curse in the self-storage unit kind of, maybe it wasn't really a curse, but it kind of contained whatever the secret was.
Well, I think it was
now
his curse, but I think that maybe Renita
Okay.
has been trying to keep these Styx kids at bay. Like again, she's obsessed.
That's what I'm
with-
wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, she's obsessed with this, and they were the closest thing to usurping her.
Like she
position as-
yeah. I feel like Renita's motivations are what this all has to turn on, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
why she bought the self storage. Because remember, the machine was originally found in the self storage. Ephraim found it because he bought one of the units. So really, it kind of depends on like, did that happen before Renita bought the whole property, or after? Like, is she trying to like prevent something? Is she trying to like, yeah, like that's the thing I want to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I feel like there's something to tie in the Greek necromancy curse with the types of the types of dead.
Yeah.
And the idea is that like if she murdered them, then they would be
Well,
part of
she tricked them, right?
if she tricked them, yeah.
Yeah.
And even the name of the Styx Society is like, the River Styx is what you cross to get to the land of the dead. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was my rough sort of
Well, so
jumping off point.
last time we suggested that Tim Crayley actually just killed the members of the Styx Society
Yeah.
at Renita's behest
Yeah.
back in '85.
Yeah.
And if that's true, then we're dealing much more in the realm of the spiritual, right? Because they're
Yeah.
already dead, right? And so then that makes the clue about, if that's true, tricking them into playing the secret levels takes on a different meaning in some sense to me, right?
Well, maybe it was about trapping their souls or something like that.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, was it about like
Hmm.
trapping them? Yeah.
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 So I think that they would qualify for all 3 of these. They would be unburied, they would be premature, because they're all, young kids,
And violent.
violent because
Yeah.
they were murdered.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe their bodies were, because they weren't buried, so maybe they were like burned up at the site of that old sacred tree, that sacred desert tree, and that's where the bodies were disposed of. And it was part of the, obviously the wood from it was also used to construct Zagreus itself. So yeah, maybe the trap was Tim got the Styx Society to play the secret levels. The only thing that would be the society could be rescued maybe is a little bit of a throw off then.
Yeah, unless, well, because they seem to think that you could do it by playing the Zagreus machine.
Maybe their souls could be rescued. Maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
or
not
maybe
about their
the
physical
bodies
bodies, it's-
recovered.
well, if their
Oh,
bodies
yeah.
were like, if their bodies were burned up, if we're going with the theory that like their bodies were burned up by the sacred tree or something like that, maybe it's not their bodies could be rescued, but their souls could be rescued because right now they're still sort of shades, they're floating, they're like trapped in whatever kind of limbo, I'm not brushed up on my Greek mythology right now, but I know
So
there's,
then the idea is in the Zagreus is a two-way thing, right? Much like the river Styx flows,
Yeah.
like like the way Hermes goes back and forth along it, right?
Yeah.
To guide the dead, but also to help people escape. That happens a lot in Greek mythology, right? Escaping Hades. It's almost like the cabinet is a medium by which to do this. And so Renita tricked the Styx Society into like trapping their souls, so to speak, by playing the secret levels. But they think by you playing the secret levels, you can kind of like get them back. You can kind of draw them back, guide them back. Well, that's never going to happen now because the machine's destroyed. But like but you just have to post the truth of what you believe is going on here. I guess the two details that I'm unclear on are what was the necromancy curse in the storage unit being used for, and why did Renita want to buy the storage facility? Like those feel connected.
Well, she wanted to buy the storage facility because she wanted to keep Zagreus safe. It's hers.
Okay. So initially she wanted to keep Zagreus safe, right? Okay,
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
And I think that the necromancy spell was to keep their spirits in like trapped so that they couldn't be put to rest.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't get why she tricked them into playing.
Because they were her ultimate competition for the king's favor.
Yeah, she was very much like trying to like we established last time that she was essentially like making kind of a sacrifice to the occluded king, right? Like she was sort of like offering this to her king,
Yeah, I forgot,
right?
yeah.
But there's also this sort of like the fun like meta video game thing of the high score, right? Like that's just her wanting to be like most privileged in the eyes of the occluded king. That all makes sense to me. So basically she was trying to basically the two clues related to self-storage are just Renita trying to keep all of that. Okay, that makes sense. Like keep them in check to make sure no one could ever rescue them, that nothing could ever happen.
Yeah.
I like
she
it.
also wanted to trap us as a new sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean maybe. Well, no, because she didn't want you messing with it, right? Because she didn't want you all messing with Zagreus at all. But maybe at a certain point, once the cat was out of the bag, maybe now then she kind of changed her plans. But I think that all's really good. I mean, I think it makes sense to me. It's a flat roll. It ties in really nicely to the overall like kind of where the storyline's been going with Zagreus and like what we think we know about Zagreus. Who wants to roll this?
I can roll. So it's a flat roll.
Yep.
Let's say 7.
Okay, correct. All you have to do is just post your findings online and Zagreus is done. So easy peasy. And so with that, you have answered the question about greetings travelers, and you're now ready to resolve that one. Zagreus is ready to be resolved. I have a hard stop today, unfortunately. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll have an extended night phase next time. So you have time I have something kind of cool planned for greetings travelers, depending on how it plays out. And also I have some things for Amber to be dealing with that might take some time as well. Continuing our storyline of Amber being very separate from the group. Amber's always getting split off from the group doing something else.
She could just ask us to join her.
That's true. Yeah, you could just be like, "Hey, come with me." Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I was trying to do that, and somehow we didn't manage.
I'm gonna go ahead and assign the TV Aussie prompts though, so that you all can think about them over the week. Rob, you're gonna be. This is line 147 for Lucky Lots. I'll reintroduce it when we come back, but for now I'm gonna just make the assignments. Rob, you're number 2. Natasha, you're number 3, and Jack, you can do 4, and then everybody does the first one. Let's see what else we can do in the dusk phase before we continue today. Do we have any open key prompts right now?
We do.
Oh, do we? Who still has to do one?
So I've got mine at least. I'm not sure if anyone else has.
Do you want to do it before we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's it called? I think. Have a look. So it's a flashback to when you felt genuine happiness as a child. And basically we see Amber, it's winter, it's you can tell by the Christmas decoration because I mean there's probably no snow. But she's with her grandmother, and we hear the old woman say, "Well, now it's time for you to learn my special recipe." And Amber is really excited about that, and there's like a montage of them baking together a special Christmas cake. And then there's a cut, and we see a family gathering for the holidays, and everyone's having dessert, and people are saying, "Oh, we love your cake, Grandma," and everyone's making compliments, and then she says, "Well, actually, I didn't make it. It was all Amber."
Aww. Very good. Are there any other open key prompts? Okay. In that case, I think we are good to go for today. We could do a quick stars and wishes if anybody has any stars and wishes. I'll start though. I really like the solutions to the 2 questions. In a lot of ways, I do think that the Greetings Travelers one is it's like the kind of the obvious answer in some sense, but it works because of the mushroom that was really clever, and the and the idea of like recontextualizing the blue graph paper, showing like a subterranean level in the dungeon, so to speak. That was all really cool. Like all that. And a related wish is I have some thoughts about how that scene is going to play out when you do confront the Serpents and Sepulchres players. And I'm curious to see how you all react to it. So I think that'll be interesting. And also really enjoyed, I've enjoyed the overall like arc of Zagreus. I feel like we've gotten this really interesting lore heavy, detailed like backstory of Zagreus. And what I find fascinating about that is, apart from the dangers of Tim Kraly and Renita, which are not insignificant, the Zagreus part of it is just like it's just pure storytelling. There's like no, Zagreus itself does not present any particular danger, and so I find that really fascinating. It's just the medium by which we understand these people's story, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, nice to have the group back together. Star for having the group back together. I enjoyed the nostalgic move scenes quite a bit. I was happy I was able to get Missy Von Donut and some of the other side characters kind of like back in the mix a little bit. That was fun. And yeah, I'm just really curious to see what happens in this extended night phase we're going to do.
Yeah,
Oh, go
I've
on.
got a short list of stars, I guess. Just it's nice to be back, and this felt like a session of just kind of remembering what the heck is going on.
Kind of
and
getting
all my
caught up
character
after the
progress,
holidays,
but
basically. Yeah. Yeah.
but I think we're there now. I really enjoyed the start with like Zachary meeting Shane for the first time, and particularly like Jack and me getting to nerd out throwing Joy Division references around at each other, and then another real high spot I thought was like Shane confronting Officer Torres with the Attafoy reference at the door. That was kind of a nice little spicy moment of drama that I really enjoyed. So yeah, bring on next week. I'm curious as to whether we're gonna make characters for Serpents and Sepulchres or try and play it, or are we just gonna like turn up and confront these people? But yeah, I'm looking forward to it either way.
Yeah, no, good to have everyone back on board. Yeah, I really like the theories that we came up with for both of the questions. I'm really, I agree with Jason. I think that the Zagreus thing has had a really interesting arc. Like this game has just been sort of like this immobile thing that has sort of just like caused all these different people all this different grief, and so I'm really curious to see. I know the resolution is just sort of like posting it online, but I'm curious to see if there's going to be fallout because Renita is still going to be around, FG is still going to be around, and I'm sure that Renita especially is not going to be happy that the game is now destroyed. But I have plans for that too. But yeah, I loved the nostalgia scenes today. It's any excuse to bring up Joy Division, obviously, with Rob is a good time. But I liked the one with Taylor as well. Because it wasn't, it didn't end in a very clean way. It was very kind of like I think the two of them are still on this sort of like weird dynamic. They play the video game together and it's all fine, but outside of that, there's still kind of like some friction that I think needs tending to. And then of course there's Amber, who's just sort of like still kind of in the periphery. And it's sort of a wish I'd like to get her back into the full orbit, or at least bring us into whatever she's dealing with a little bit too, because I'm really excited to get more into the Deep Lake Devils. And otherwise, yeah. Also, a star to Jason for the glitching sound effects. Always a good time. But yeah, looking forward to next night phase.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason's sound effects are always great. And they get a star from me too. I really enjoyed Shane's key, how she discovered TV Odyssey. And I really liked some of the smaller details this time, like the Ash sprite. That's so sad. And the idea with the mushroom cloud is also very cool. And I would also like to have Amber be with the group some more. That would be nice. And I really enjoyed the whole Zagreus thing, even though the ending wasn't quite what I expected. Yeah, but well.
So I really enjoyed the interaction with Taylor and Hutch, especially that hold my hand and the questions you asked, and also the interaction with Taylor had with Shane, as where he kind of had like a misunderstanding and made it worse. So as Jack said, that's definitely interesting and worth exploring. I did really enjoy de-escalation of the campaign with Palmer coming up again, and the way Jack you described her just lurking in the background, reading that magazine. That's what was pretty cool. And yes, that's for resolving the Greetings Traveler question, because I think we made the right choice here by going for the complexity 6 question. Not just because of the clues, but also it's quite interesting to have the black leaf circle still around. And I also quite enjoyed seeing all your pets. I think that was off screen, but still. And yes, that's to Jason. I think especially endangering Uncle Joe is going to be interesting, because now I'm quite invested. And
That situation's really complicated, actually. The Uncle Joe situation is very complicated. So, as Amber is going to discover.
Yeah, and at some point I thought he wrote down lunch question mark, like thinking it's a date or something. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how that turns out. And actually, one of my wishes, or the wish I'm going to mention now, is I agree. I'd like to bring the Latchkeys more together, and especially if my character has a strong drive to find out what happened, what's happening with Renita and his uncle, her uncle. And I'd also like to take at least one person who had more to do with Renita, so maybe Shane. That would make sense. Because if it's just me confronting her, I think that the payoff isn't that great, because then, yeah, you've got more history. Okay, that's it.
Fantastic. Any other stars and wishes before we go? Okay. Well, then I will look forward to seeing you all next time for the night phase and a couple of showdowns, I think, going on in Deep Lake. So until then, have a great week, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.